for an insider's viewpoint on Labour's spectacular collapse. We speak now to a faceless man that runs the Labour Party. Faceless man, where did it go all wrong for Labour?
People of Australia, I am sorry. We of the Labour Party are sorry for being really, really shit at politics. We are sorry for making Tony Abbott seem like an alternative Prime Minister instead of an alternative to a Prime Minister, in the sense that alternative medicine is really an alternative to medicine. We have driven you to the political equivalent of homeopathy. It's all on us. We are sorry.
But, how did you do it?
We apologise for taking a bunch of acceptable policy ideas and turning them into conceptual compost. Remember the resource profit super tax? Objectively, it's hard to think of a better idea than taxing foreign mining conglomerates to pay for hospitals and education. And then somehow we let people think that companies were going to be limited to making only 6% profit. And even if that were right, then how the Zeus did we let them think that 6% profit is somehow not enough, and that a company making 6% profit on billions and billions of dollars in exports would not be economically viable, and that somehow a company would be stupid enough that when faced with the prospect of only making 6% profit on billions and billions of dollars, they would say, "Oh, shucks," and close down their mines and move overseas to, presumably, the vast untapped ore reserves of Micronesia, where the government has the good sense to realise that their people don't really have a right to a share of the country they live in. And for failing to point out that when mining companies said we were killing the goose that laid the golden egg, that it was more like the country was the goose and the mining companies were scouring her womb for traces of eggshell and keeping it for themselves, and we were merely saying, "Hold on, you cunts, it's our cocking goose." Forget selling ice to Eskimos. We could not sell ducted heating to Eskimos. Eskimos with pleurisy, even if we threw in a free TV and offered to pay for the heating. For this, we express sincere and deep regret. And on climate change, we apologise for watering down shit and telling you it was coffee with our carbon pollution reduction scheme. We responded to the greatest moral challenge of our generation by giving a reach around to power companies. It is a basic concept. You tax polluters, you use that money to fund economies for power users, people use less power and the power companies have an incentive to create cleaner power and can charge more for power because everyone is using less and they therefore don't have to pay more and the fucking planet might not die, and for our failure on this, we are sorry.
Well,
And asylum seekers, even we tasted sick in our mouths when we said that those who were anxious about border security were just expressing a genuine concern about border security. We were right, though, that these people aren't racists. They're not. They are morons, mouth-breathing morons who were not going to vote for us in the first place. And who are they, anyway? How did they get in touch with us? Was their voice louder and more persuasive than the majority of the country who actually voted us in 2007 when they thought we presented an alternative to the policy of putting children in prison to deter the desperate of the world from trying to escape persecution? Was that our idea of democracy? Government of the people, by the people, with the loudest voices and the biggest flecks of spit around their mouths? Apparently, yes. And we are sorry.
Thank you for
We are sorry for our weakness, our fear, our childish leaking and our gutless policies. We are sorry for our failures. We are sorry for Tony Abbott. We are sorry for burning dimly and for half as long. We are sorry for treating the people like idiots and for treating idiots like the voice of the people. We are sorry for what we have done, but mostly for what we have not done. And if Tony Abbott wins, may God have mercy on us all.